Hello everybody, welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. How is everybody? Suffice it to say, this Astral Realms Crystal Oracle deck is fast becoming one of my favorites in terms of just being so soothing and restful and dreamy, absolute heaven. So here's an interesting fact. I have to say that most people, I feel like 8 out of 10 people that I've asked or I designed jewelry for, they're like, oh, do you have any rose quartz? They just absolutely love it. And it is, of course, a Venusian stone and the stone of love, self-love, passion. It's gentle and it's healing as well, which I love. And it is about unconditional love. It's about intuitive love and knowledge and mutual respect. Gorgeous stone. So that being said, everything is energy, even your thoughts and emotions. So each one carrying a specific vibrational frequency. So being able to sense the frequencies of others' thoughts and emotions helps us experience empathy. So when you're empathetic, you can understand another person's thoughts and emotions from their perspective, one that isn't our own. And empathy allows us to be more compassionate and to approach a situation proactively instead of reactively. It can foster a deeper understanding and mutual respect that may not have previously existed. I'll just give you a for instance. I was at a crosswalk and this lady was already going a little too fast to stop. You know, it's like one of those shopping malls and it's not supposed to be optional. You're supposed to stop and that's what it's for. But I looked over and instead of being like, damn lady, please don't run me over and like giving her the stink eye, I looked up and I could tell she was so stressed and frazzled from not having time to stop and like her face. So I just smiled and then like I saw her body relax and she just waved. It's one of those things that when we don't feel like people are out to get us, we don't act that defensive way, right? When we think, we're all going through the same things. We're all driving in rush hour traffic, right? So their feelings are most likely similar to ours. And to exercise more empathy, take some pointers from the planet Venus. Venus represents your values in life, who you value and what you value. So when you can define your personal values, you can quickly begin to understand that no two will be the same. You have to acknowledge the fact that everyone is inherently different and will place their values in what makes sense from their personal experiences. So beginning to accept these differences and making space for not only your intellectual and emotional feelings, but also those of others allows you to act empathetically. And I love rose quartz because it's a stone with properties that enhance and enable emotional healing. It invokes your compassion and universal love and your ability to love unconditionally, to calm you in times of duress, heartbreak, or anxiety. I definitely recommend this stone if anybody's like going through a breakup or they're going through a time where they just need self-confidence and love. It's such a beautiful stone. I have all these little hearts all over, and sometimes I just grab a little handful of them. I love them. They're little rose quartz hearts. I love it. I find it soothing the moment I touch it. So smoothing. So send everybody globally the gift of empathy. Sit upright with your feet just planted on the floor and your eyes closed. Take some deep breaths. Inhale, exhale. Let out a loud cleansing sigh and release any tension or negativity. Visualize sending compassion and emotional awareness to everybody and everybody you know and love and on a global scale. It's just, I feel like it resonates. Sometimes just saying, I love people, that makes me feel so good, just saying that. And I honestly do. And I feel like everybody has a chance to connect on a deeper, more loving level when we just slow down, right? Which brings us to transition right here in the middle, this calcite. That's what all of these blocks are over here. They're calcite blocks. I love calcite. It just, I love green and orange calcite. It just has a sheen. It looks like selenite almost, but it's a little more reflective. It's really, really wild. I find it so peaceful. It's about cycles and shifting and recharging. So a spiritual transition is really the wake-up call from your higher self. It urges you to evolve and blossom from what you are to what you are going to become. And this time, a spiritual transition can come to you in many forms that may or may not have, be recognizable. So you might feel the need to become deeply connected to your inner self and understand your emotions, right? Like, why do you react or respond a certain way to something? Like something is so touching and beautiful to you, right? I mean, I cannot watch commercials with like dogs or animals or anything super sentimental, like when somebody buys somebody a house and surprise them, I just start crying. I just love it. I love things like that. Also, if you feel a shift in your priorities and beliefs, that's really big. All of a sudden, if you move away from maybe materialism or caring what other people say, think, or feel about you, validation kind of fades away because it's more about how you feel about yourself. You feel called to trust your intuitive self and receive messages from your guides. That's also really big. Mine, thank goodness, they literally shout. If I get in like a little stinky state over something, I don't know, like I'm just looking around and I realize there's lots of dishes and there's lots of things to be cleaning, and I can get in a little huff and puff and be like, why does anybody help me? And then I'll do something like, I'll just honestly here look out the window. And I'll look out the window and I'll see all the turkeys looking at me like, where's my food at? Or I'll see a deer, or I'll see a crazy looking raccoon, a skunk, anything. Everything shows up in my yard. It's mayhem. I swear to God, it's this total zoo out here. And like, for instance, I was sending my friend, I sent them. I know the weather was just crazy all over Florida last week. So I waited till Thursday to send some of their Halloween jewelry and other things. And I sent it in a big priority box. I boxed up 2 chunks of everything separately. And I am not kidding you. And the box was literally ripped in half. And then they put the half that was still left in a plastic bag, delivering half of the shipment. It was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. I was like, oh my goodness. And this was like after the fact. So goodness knows what is going on. And I mean, who knows? I mean, there could have been the places where stuff was shipped that could have had massive water damage and all this stuff. But it was just one of those crazy things. And I thought, que sera, sera, I love making jewelry, so I can whip this stuff back up. It's no big deal. And those are my guides saying, just have clarity. You like making it. And now you can, maybe there's a way you can make it even more beautiful. You know what I mean? And add some more gifts in there, stuff like that. Taking a lesson from the moon, how the moon waxes and wanes and uses the feminine energy to invoke intuition and impart wisdom during every 28 lunar cycle. So if you feel or experience some major life changes that have prevented you from transitioning in a new direction, now it's like, I feel like you're going to wake up and recognize that and go, you know what? I deserve fresh. I deserve new. I deserve excitement. I deserve an enhanced life. And that's sometimes the challenge, to get out of the comfy zone and really explore who you are and where you're going. Now, I love the way that they filmed this turquoise. I thought it was so beautiful. It took me a moment to like figure out what stone it was. I thought it was Christophase, and I was like, ooh, I love this. So turquoise, one of my favorite stones too, and this is about perseverance. Super ancient stone, been around a millennium. It is an earth element. It is about intention. It is about serenity, and is definitely a gateway for prayer and connecting to our highest self. Absolutely. That's one of my second stones. I have turquoise everything. I want to show you guys these. I got so excited when I saw these turquoise, these beautiful like turquoise coins. I started making tons of stuff with this, and sometimes I just roll it around in my hands, and right away it's really unique. I feel like my spine relaxes, my neck is relaxed. It is really a unique stone, and I do feel it's a great protection stone as well. So even though times can get tough and it sometimes feels like obstacles continue to prohibit your achieving your goals, your perseverance is the key to your abundance. So setbacks are a natural form of progression. It's how you handle these unexpected events or disappointments. I love this thing I heard the other day, that it's like within, I'm going to sneeze in a sec. One sec. Oh, I don't want the microphone right near it. Success, excuse me, and failure are always on the same page, because when we try something, very rarely do we just come out the other golden door with everything perfect, right? It's like try, and then we need a little bit of, polishing up, a little bit of work. It could be anything. Think of when you wrote a high school paper, right? You probably didn't just write it all in one go and everything was fine. You went over it and you edited it and things were taken out. And that means everything's on the same page, the success and the failures. I feel like I don't even like the word failure. I like the word attempts, because that's really what it is. And perseverance is in your frame of mind. You can choose to either remain defeated or push through and find other ways to get everything that you have dreamt of. It is like a wallowing does zero. I've always noticed that whenever I do that, I'm like, why would I purposely bring my mood down? Why would I go down a rabbit hole and think I'm like so defeated, especially with small things, if you drop something. You ever just cook something and then like Like this happened to me once. I cooked like spaghetti and I was draining it, and it there was so much water and it went out of the thing that siphons and it like went down the drain. So instead of sitting there, oh, I'm so hungry and lamenting and pretending like I haven't eaten in 16 years, I just made some more. Stuff like that, like just snapping back. I love that. I'm so proud of my family members when they do that and I see them do that, you know. It's like falling off the horse and getting right back on. That's what it is. You have the strength within you to overcome any obstacle that stands in your way. And turquoise has the capability of retaining a specific frequency that you program it with. So teach it to be your second in charge on your journey. Write down 2 or 3 specific manifestations and intentions on a slip of paper, bury the paper and your turquoise together in the soil to charge it. Just place it together in general. And I definitely like to do that with wearable pieces for my clients and things, whatever they're undergoing, and charge it with a very specific intention. And turquoise is great at carrying that. I really love it. So you guys, I hope you enjoy this beautiful astral realm deck. I just find it dreamy and beautiful. I have to be careful with the lighting because you see if I have the lighting right over it, it has a gloss, so it just zonks it out. So I do have to have it like on top of the thing, but it makes the crystals look really pretty. But lovely, lovely deck. I love the messages, so dreamy. And I feel like, you know, anything, we can set our intention for anything. We can, and sometimes it's nice, just say you have a crystal. This is one of my favorite stones. I just love it. It's polished and it's so calming. And, you know, I just charge the green stones like to charge with abundance, and they are abundance stones for the most part anyway. So I'll call in abundance, whether it's just big, healthy, beautiful meals. For me, abundance is definitely anything that takes care of my body and my mind, you know, so rich, beautiful programs that I like to watch. Like I get in the best mood if I'm listening to something that's humorous and silly and informative, and tarot readings too. Like I'm very tuned into the vibe of the person speaking. So if they're high vibe, I get high vibe. It's like that. And I like to charge my stones with that. And then when I look at them, I'm kind of reminded of the sentiment that I placed on it. Like, hey, everything is rich and wonderful, and, you know, everything's quite all right. So my beauties, that is what you are meant to hear today. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe if you like this video. My name is Melanie. And if you're interested in a private read, all my information is in the description box. So love and light. Have a great day.